joined by Michael from Footy Says, and Tottenham have just absolutely obliterated the reigning English Premier League champions 3-1 at home at Stamford Bridge. The first time in 28 years that Tottenham have been able to win there. Dele Alli with one, well, the second goal was absolutely majestic, and myself and Michael will cover that off with you. But Chelsea fans, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? You've got Spurs rocking up to your stadium. The song they were singing at the end of that game, la 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 la, I'm not going to swear. You must be feeling embarrassed. You're the defending champions. You've spent £232 million this season. You were 28 points off the top of the table. That is embarrassing. You are an embarrassment. How are you feeling? Give us a call on 0203 606 0315. Spurs fans, you must feel elated. Top four almost secured. Growing again and again and again as a team. Maurizio Pochettino has dropped the players he doesn't want. He has power. No player power at Tottenham Hotspur. Is it paying dividends? Give us a call. Before we do all of that, before me and Michael jump into this, make sure you download the OneFootball app and the Ultimate Football Fan application as well. All the information for that is in the description below. They're both amazing. They're free of charge. So go and get that done. But your calls on 0203 606 0315 are massively needed. Spurs fans, Chelsea fans, we're jumping straight into them. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
It's Matt.
Hello, Matt. Who do you support, mate?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Mate, how embarrassed are you with that performance today?
Absolutely woeful. It's just, worst, hands down, worst game of the season. Like, we had Burnley and all them. That was terrible. But this, terrible. Awful.
I mean, you're 1-0 up. You can see this. Look, they score two world-class goals either side of the half-time break, okay? But where'd your team go? Disappeared. Eden Hazard, you and your supporters have been telling us he's world-class for years. He was invisible. Invisible. The only time I saw him, it was when Vertonghen nearly broke his leg. That was it.
Exactly. There's players, Azpilicueta and Kante are the only good players who actually put in 100% every game. Hazard's good when we're good.
Yeah, I totally agree. Who do you hold accountable for this, though? Who would you say is to blame?
That's the problem. Now, specifically this game, I'm going to put it down to just everybody sort of just was a little bit all over the place. But whole season, it's got to go to directors of football, surely.
Director of football? Directors? Why'd you say that?
We didn't really want them around. We didn't want to get rid of Matic. And that's all come down to Marina Davinsky or whatever her name is.
Well, this is true. I mean, I said this in the summer and got lambasted by Chelsea fans. He was your fourth choice. You wanted Lukaku, didn't get him. You then kind of inexplicably went after Aguero and were turned down. You were like, it's going to be too long a fight and we probably won't get him, so you went away. You looked at Aubameyang but weren't prepared to pay the price. You settled for Morata with his red-dyed hair. He thought he was going Man United, your fourth choice. But that was the guy that Conte, one of the top players that Conte wanted. He just hasn't delivered. And I feel sorry for Antonio Conte for me because, again, at Chelsea Football Club, and I think you're right to blame the board, they don't sign the players that the manager wants, that the manager thinks can take the team on to the next level. The directors of football get involved. The owner gets involved. You buy substandard players. The manager then has a falling out and it all falls apart. It's systematic with Chelsea Football Club. All the money, but absolutely no class, mate. Look, really do appreciate your call. Thank you very, very much. Michael, like, you look at this. You look at Chelsea. I mean, this team were champions last year.
Yeah.
Champions a few years before that. We know they've lost Costa. They've lost Matic. And they've had other good players leave. But they've spent $232 million. Where's it going wrong?
I think that what you said there kind of drains in with it. I mean, the Costa thing for me, number one, I thought that was a joke. The whole way it was dealt with, from both sides. I mean, being the manager of the club, I don't feel via text is a way to tell a player that I'm going to get rid of you. You're not.
Yeah,
part
I
of my
agree.
team
I agree
anymore.
with that.
At the same time, his behaviour of not turning up, refusing to train, refusing to do anything. I know you're upset. I know you want to play you did want to play for the club, although you were linked with China and moved back to Atletico, which you went to, and there's a lot of factors. But you are a professional football player at the end of the day, and you're getting paid to play football. Whether you're not playing games or not, you have to train. He didn't train for 6 months. He was going to Atletico, watching games. He was not interested in the club, and that, I think, puts an effect on the players, which I don't agree with. I feel players are they're so close now, which players back in the day were also close, but it's so close now that they get the power to now say, I'm not happy with how this is going on, and they make it affect their
they care about their interests as opposed to Chelsea Football Club's interests.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. And we were talking here off camera, and it's like, okay, Conte may not have fallen out with anybody other than Diego Costa. That's probably caused him some problems. But he was very public in the sense, and we all knew he didn't want the players that were being signed. However, that's Conte's mistake for making it public, because now the players that are in his squad go, well, he doesn't want us. That doesn't make you want to work as hard for him. At the same time, the players are not there they are there to play for the manager, but you're being paid by Chelsea Football Club, who are funded predominantly by their supporters, whether it's directly through ticket sales or it's because the sponsors pay because the fans of the club are going to buy that sponsor. You know, you don't sponsor Chelsea for Man United fans to buy your products. You sponsor Chelsea for Chelsea's global audience to buy your products. They're the ones who are watching it, and that's why it's done. And I just think overall, Conte's made some big mistakes.
Yes.
The players have been massively unprofessional, and the board, disgrace. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Luke.
Luke, who do you support, mate?
Chelsea.
Okay, mate, as a Chelsea fan, how embarrassed do you feel right now?
I feel... I have no words to describe that performance.
No words. Try some. What's on your mind? You can swear, you can say whatever you like. What is on your mind right now?
On my mind is that Victor Moses.
Yep.
He's got the best right. He's got a wing back. He can't defend and he can't go forwards at all.
Well, he's a failed winger because he started as a right winger, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a failed winger. I mean, look, you look at your manager, Conte. Are you backing him? Should he be staying at your football club? Is he being mistreated? Or is he the biggest problem here? Is he become too controversial and divisive? And is that affecting the harmony within your club?
I think it's not Antonio Conte's fault. I think it's the board. Because if they gave him the players he wanted, he wouldn't have been in this problem at all.
I mean, I don't know if you agree with me on this. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like there's a mentality problem at the club. So what you're saying about the board, I feel like no matter what manager comes in, they're gonna have the same issues. The players, as soon as Tottenham got their goal, and then they went nearly scored towards the end of the first half. As soon as the second half started, they just weren't there. They were completely gone. And a caller from the halftime show said about Tottenham not really having to change anything. I think he noticed that we keep the same shape and just defend better, and we've got Chelsea right where we want them. And the goal was beautiful, but it was a long pass that got Tottenham quite in front of the game. So I mean, yeah,
it was one long ball over the top, obviously well controlled by Dele Alli and put away.
Great finish.
I'm looking at this Chelsea side, and it's the same pattern as ever. Whether it's Mourinho first time round, Ancelotti, AVB, Di Matteo, who else has managed that football club now? Obviously, big, like some, and I'm talking about the ones that won trophies. They win things, and then a year or two later, the players down tall, or they fall out with the owners because they won't buy them the right players. And I look at this Chelsea team and think they've won so many trophies, but how much more would they have won in the last 14 years if they gave more control and more power to their manager? Absolutely crazy. We have a video actually coming from a Chelsea fan, Abs, who's one of our producers here, who was at the game. After that, we are going to touch on Spurs, who have won for the first time in 28 years at Stamford Bridge. They continue to grow. Dele Alli was majestic today. Lamela had a great game. And they did it all pretty much without Harry Kane having to come on and do anything. Tremendous performance from the Spurs side, who are picking up great form towards the end of the season. We're going to do that after this video from Abs. Enjoy it, and we'll be back in a few short moments.
3-1, full-time. Chelsea didn't do anything today. We are out of top 4. 8 points behind Tottenham. Not even think how far behind Liverpool. Europa League, yep, for sure, next season it is what it is. Chelsea did not do enough today to play. It's not that they played bad; they had their moments, but personally, some players did not really play to their max. And Moses playing on the pitch still, big question for me. Why is he even doing anything on the pitch? And I mean, you're down 3-1, and you decide to make your first change on 80th minute. Conte substitutions were questionable as bare minimum. Cannot be optimistic, cannot be happy. You lose, you go support your team, but you lose. And it is what it is. Tottenham were the better side, and they deserve to be in top 4 because they had a better season, with less funds that Chelsea spent, and just they did better. It's all.
Thank you, Abs, for sending us in that video. And I've got a comment here. Obviously, not a happy Chelsea fan there. He's got his blue on, but I can't wait to see him in the studio next week. Going to rip him to absolute shreds. I really, really am. He's getting destroyed. I want to go to a comment here from Hammer and Talk. A great YouTuber he is himself. Go check out his channel. He says here, I can't stand Tottenham as a club, but they are just incredible these days. A genuine top team now. People have to take them seriously, and I think people are now. And look, we look at Spurs. We're both Manchester United fans. We discussed it earlier. When you look at Spurs now, how close are they to you to be? They are the real deal. They're a very good side. We've got them in the FA Cup very soon. Yeah. I mean, how fearful of you are you playing them at Wembley again? We've already been destroyed there once this year.
I mean, I'm not someone that fears any team. Mm-hmm. I think, but I try and look at it logically. And the team, there's always been a process at Tottenham. I feel like the way the club is run is fantastic. Yep. Number one, Daniel Levy has control of things, but he also lets the manager do his own things. They drop lists. It's not like Abramovich. I want this player. You're going to get this player. Yep. He works with the manager. He works very well. But from the days of when they signed Modric and Van der Vaart, and then they started bringing in different players and changing the style at the club, you can see the process has worked. Yep. And now they're at a level where they are getting the Champions League 2 years in a row, probably going to get it for another third year. Yep. To become a consistent Champions League club. They pushed a team like Juventus quite close. Yep. And you can see that they're building very, very slowly to the point where we're saying, add 1 or 2. I don't know, obviously, maybe they will lose Alderweireld this summer and Danny Rose. Yeah. But, if they do replace them, it goes to that question, just maybe that 1 or 2. And it's not how it was for Arsenal when we're saying about defensive cover and all that stuff, because they knew they're going forward. But you can't win games if you're not good defensively. Tottenham are very good defensively they are. And good going forward as well now. I totally agree. And look, I've been very critical of Spurs because I look at their squad and I don't care how much money they have or have not spent. You know what? You got Dele Alli for £5 million, great. But he's worth the same amount of money as a Paul Pogba. He is a £90 million football player. That's how good he is. So I will judge him, not for what you paid for him at £5 million. I am judging him by the standard of football that he delivers on a regular basis. Spurs have some outstanding individuals. I will answer this call, and I'll say what I've got to say, and I'll come to the call in just a second. There's some outstanding individuals. But the one thing that's impressed me, and I asked it at half-time, and I asked it because I wanted to try and drum up some conversation, but I love the fact that Pochettino has dropped Danny Rose and Toby because they want to leave the club. Yeah, I love the fact that he's dropped them because he's allowed that management power. He is in control. The club is in control. The players don't dictate what happens. You want to leave? Fine. You'll sit in the stands for the rest of the season. You'll come in when I need you, and you'll go at the price we set in the summer. Yep. In control. That will not allow player power to take over. It means Pochettino remains in charge, and that for me is a sign of a very strong and very potentially very great manager ahead. Thank you for your call. What's your name, and welcome to FanPark Live.
Yeah, mate. My name's Gio, and I'm a Chelsea fan.
All right, mate. Cool. I've asked the same question to all Chelsea fans. I'll ask it slightly differently. Are you feeling embarrassed with your season under Conte this year, or there are still things to be encouraged about from your perspective?
Absolutely. I feel completely embarrassed. I think it was a disgraceful performance. I think as soon as we score a goal, we sit back, we let them attack, and as soon as the team scores against you, we just get disheartened, and it's embarrassing, completely embarrassing.
Absolutely. I mean, some of the decisions today, the heads dropped, disheartened, as you say, but you concede. I think it was the third goal was conceded on the 66th minute. You bring on Olivier Giroud, the player with the second most substituted goals from a substituted position in Premier League history. You bring him on in the 81st minute. I mean, again, that's a Conte issue, and you blame the manager for that because he is in complete control. But when you look at other players on the pitch today as well, Eden Hazard. I mean, I saw Chelsea fans kicking off midweek because he's linked with a move to Manchester City. And I think if you could get £90 million for a 28-year-old player who doesn't really deliver very often, I don't understand why Chelsea fans rate him so much. Can you tell me why you guys love him so dearly when I haven't seen the geezer. He's been invisible for the majority of the year.
When it's his day, I believe, he's probably the fourth best player in the world. But it's the consistency that he lacks, and I think that's the problem. But I think if we could get enough money to sell him to Manchester City, I'd be more than open to sell him to Manchester City, because for us, he's done fuck all today. I mean, Tottenham have run all over us. It's disgusting. It's embarrassing.
What do you think Chelsea needs now to help push the team forward? I mean,
I think the first thing that we lack, truly, a lot of Chelsea fans will disagree with me. I think the defence is all wrong, to be honest with you. I think we should have played 4 at the back. I don't think the wing backs, the wing backs, they play well, but defensively, Tottenham run all over us with their attack.
Yep.
I feel like we need to get a stronger centre back. Obviously, David Luiz is injured. Maybe when Luiz comes back, he'll be a bit stronger. But I feel like I think Christensen is. I just don't think he plays very well, to be honest with you, in the big games. Too many mistakes, and it's like he's a big player. It's a it's a big game. We want someone to play really well, not someone that is not lacking experience and, to be honest with you, doesn't do very well.
So what is it for you, if you could sort of quantify what's gone wrong with Chelsea this season? Won the league at a canter last year. Is it, as I say, is it because people have found out Conte's style? They've worked out his formation. They now know how to beat him. Is it because you didn't buy the right players? Is it because the players that you do have are frustrated with Conte for his treatment of Diego Costa and they've down tools? Where do you think the blame lies? Or is it sort of a concoction and cocktail of all these situations put together?
To be honest, I think it's quite a few things that's obviously made the problem. But I feel like we, even with the team that we have now, we should at least be finishing in the top 4. To be honest, we have a great team, and even if we didn't sign any players, I mean, the Costa problem was crazy because to be honest with you, he's a better striker than Morata, and to bring in Morata for 75 million is, to be honest, I believe in Morata. I think Morata is a great player. A lot of Chelsea fans disagree with me, and they think that he's a poor player. I think Morata is an amazing player, and I think the way the managers, you've seen numerous interviews of the manager coming out and, he's saying these things about the board and how he doesn't want to be honest. And I think, he needs to concentrate on his job, to be honest. I mean, I know the problems with the board is happening and all this, but to be honest, while he's a Chelsea manager, he needs to concentrate on his job and change things up. We've seen the same formation literally every match. I mean, he played a false line against Manchester City. He played a false line against Barcelona. We know these problems. We know that it doesn't work, but he still does it. It doesn't make sense.
Mate, great points and a great call. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, my friend.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Take care. I don't disagree with a lot of what he said, and I think people are coming to that consensus. What we are going to do, just quickly, is we're going to put Twitter up. We're going to put the phone up on the screen for you all to see, because I do have a poll that is currently running that I need your help with. So on my personal Twitter account, which is at Terry Flewers TFT, and it's who is to blame for Chelsea's embarrassing Premier League season? Antonio Conte, the players, or the board? Please give it a vote and RT this. Currently sitting on 92 votes. I reckon we can get that a lot higher if we give that a bit of a retweet and smash that out there. Currently, 48% of the vote is leading with all 3 are to blame. Conte and the players at 16 and 15% respectively, and the board at 21%. So obviously the owners, the directors of football, look, it doesn't matter if it's director of football, whoever, the owner's in charge of that. Yep. Roman Abramovich. It's probably the first year that I've seen Chelsea fans really get on his back.
Yeah.
For the first time in his ownership, have I really seen them take a look at him and think, because they loved Conte, and I think maybe it's just one too many managers that they've fallen in love with.
That he's got rid of.
That he gets rid of, or creates problems for by not doing as they ask of him. They had it with Jose. As much as some of them attack Jose, they love that man. Absolutely. And they've twice seen him, their greatest manager of all time, they've twice seen him completely disrespected. Now it's happened to Conte. Maybe things are wearing a little bit thin with Chelsea fans and Abramovich.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, they shouldn't be scared to criticise him, because I think maybe a lot of them feel like before he came in, there were also runs. They were going to get about FA Cups or so, but challenging for the league.
They were a big club. They weren't an elite club.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
They weren't.
He came in 2 league titles straight away. They've got a Champions League under him, more league titles. So I think they feel like, he's helped, and he has. His money coming into the club has helped build the club.
Yep.
And get them to where they are now. But when you're not doing the right things, you have to be criticised for it. You have to know your mistakes.
Yep.
And he interferes a bit too much in situations at the club, like bringing in Shevchenko when you won 2 league titles. Unnecessary. Very unnecessary.
Massively. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
In situations at the club.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, hello.
Here's mate. Hello, what's your name?
Yeah, sorry, my name's Don. I'm a Chelsea fan.
Hello, mate. How you doing? How you feeling after that poor performance from your boys today?
You know what? I'm stressed, yeah, because I knew this was going to happen from the get-go. Do you know what I mean?
Really?
I've been watching Chelsea. Like I watch the youth team. I've been watching the youth team for years. I've seen Christensen from the age of like 16, when he was 16, 17. So I knew this guy was going to be a top player. I know that, you know, he's coming to the team and he's making, you know, these. I would say he's sort of inexperienced and he's still got to learn. But you can't say, you know, you can't blame it all on Christensen, because the team as a whole, there's no chemistry at the minute. It's like no one knows what they're doing. Fabregas is a completely different player this season. I've never seen Fabregas this poor. Moses, it's like he forgets his defensive responsibilities. He doesn't track back. He just runs forward and doesn't seem to know his defensive responsibilities. I think the whole team needs to get reshuffled, really. I'm tired of this formation, the 3 at the back. We need to try something different, because it seems like teams are sort of, you know, they know what we do and how we play. The whole Morata buy, I think that was a panic buy. We sort of looked at the market and thought, you know, Morata's sort of world class. I don't think he is world class. We need someone like a Costa, even Aubameyang. I would have taken Aubameyang and sort of played to his strengths, because we do have the team. We do have the team. We're just not being managed in the right way, I believe. And you can tell there isn't any chemistry at the minute with the team. Like the way they're playing, they're not really playing for the manager no more. There's disharmony. They don't know what's going on with Conte, to be honest, and neither does he.
With Conte, I mean, his reputation was built off having teams that knew how to defend. There was never a situation where you watched this team and said, this team doesn't know how to defend. I feel like he's abandoned a bit of that philosophy with... I mean, you signed Zappacosta, who is actually very good defensively and is a very good wing back and a right back. So why is he not getting in the team instead of Moses?
Wait, Moses?
So why is Moses starting ahead of him? That's what I'm asking.
Ahead of who, sorry?
Zappacosta.
I don't think both of them are good enough, to be honest with you. I think we need like a proper world-class right back, yeah? Those days of, you know, even Ivanovic back then was I would say he was borderline world-class. He never really hit the heights of being world-class, but we need like another sort of player that no one can really run past them, that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Have you got anyone in mind?
At the moment in this market, right back.
You can have Ashley. We'll sell you Ashley Young for like 30 million from Man United, bruv. He can do a good job.
Nah. Forget that. Forget Ashley. We don't need Ashley Young in this team here. But I'm trying to think of a player. I can't really think of anyone at the minute. I have to sort of look at everything and see realistically who we can buy.
Yeah.
But we do need to improve in that area, to be honest with you. Because I think Alonso's a good player. I can definitely see him in the plans next season. But right back's definitely a position that scares me. When I see players running down that flank, I get scared. You know, I'm terrified. He had a great season last year. But, you know, last year, Guardiola was still trying to work out the team. He wasn't really, you know, he knew what he wanted to do, but he just wasn't there yet. Right now, if this carries on, we're going to end up like Arsenal. We're going to end up so many years behind. And, you know, we need this summer is very important in sort of rebuilding everything and sort of challenging for the Champions League again. Yeah,
no, I totally understand, mate. Really appreciate your call. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, man.
Cheers, brother. Thank you, bruv. We're going to get the One Football app up now, because we're going to look at some of the things that are going on there. As you can see by looking at it, Christian Eriksen voted as man of the match. Dele Alli coming in second. We are going to touch on Dele Alli in a moment and look at him. So that's the voting done there. And the interesting thing for me that stood out, I was looking at the main events in this game. This here on the highlights shows goals, cards and substitutes. Right. The one thing that stood out with Chelsea to me as well today is they didn't lay a finger on Spurs. When Spurs started to take over the game, they didn't... And I know maybe it sounds a little bit aggressive, but go through someone. crunch someone. Take them out a bit. You know, get a bit rough with them. I mean, Lamella was doing it. He was flaying arms around earlier on in the game.
Yeah.
You know, Spurs were the ones that were going in a little bit harder. They were tougher. They were stronger. I want to see a bit more of that from Chelsea. I wanted to see Chelsea, someone grab the game by the scruff of the neck. And you know what? Sometimes that can generate energy from the crowd and your team. But they were just weak and limp. They were impotent is the word that was springing to mind.
They don't have that anymore. Chelsea don't have that anymore. I feel like the only person that had that little nasty streak towards him was Terry. I mean, Luis can be a bit of a troublemaker, but Luis is not playing games right now.
Yeah, true.
So if he's not there, I look at that, especially that starting lineup. I don't see anyone there that would cause a bit of havoc in their team.
You look at Man City, right? Aguero don't mind a little cruncher. You got Fernandinho in the middle that'll rough you up a little bit. As an example, Otamendi likes a bit of a scrap. You look at the Liverpool team; they're a bit feisty. There's some energy in that. You know, someone's gonna get James Milner, Henderson. They'll put a tackle in. You know, Man United, Matic, he ain't getting bullied by no one. I look at Chelsea and I think it's all a bit soft.
They're very
very much how we saw, and the last caller said it about Arsenal. Arsenal became like that. You could rough them up a bit. They wouldn't lay a finger on anybody.
Yeah.
That damages you. Looking at the stats here as well, though, Chelsea had a lot less of the ball. Nearly 52% of the ball was with Spurs. But you then look at the attempts. I mean, that was pretty even. 14 attempts on goal by Chelsea, 12 by Spurs. The difference was, though, Spurs hit 7 of theirs on target.
Okay.
And Chelsea did have opportunities in that second half to have attempts on goal. They missed them. They fluffed their lines in and around the box. So they had opportunities. They're just not clinical. And as I think you pointed out, Michael, you're bang on. As soon as that second goal went in for Spurs and they went 2-1 up, the heads dropped. And Chelsea didn't look like they wanted to get back into the game. And that's the bit the fans should be most embarrassed about, is they're not trying for you. They're not playing hard for you. You know, look at it defensively. I mean, Spurs are great defensively as well. 27 clearances and 22 interceptions. I mean, that's a lot. So Chelsea were coming forward, but it was just so easy for Spurs to defensively swipe them away. And that has to be
It unsettled them
embarrassing
as well, because they weren't coming forward as much in that first half. In the second half, as soon as they conceded, they were like, oh, damn, we need to go forward now. They were part of their comfort zone and immediately free. Just like that. And then after that, it was just no comeback. And again, as you pointed out, the substitutes. Giroud for 81st minute. You know, he's someone that's very good at link up. And you saw as soon as he came on, Hazard started getting closer to him, trying to link up the play. The substitute of bringing on Hudson-Odoi, I mean, that's something small because you lost the game 3-1. It was over. But why do you bring on a youngster so late in the game? There's no point of making that change. You might as well just end the game.
Yeah, made no sense whatsoever. Hello, thank you for your call. Welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name, mate?
Robbie.
Nobby?
Marby.
Okay, lovely, mate. And who do you support?
Bobby.
Bobby. Okay, sorry. Who do you support?
I support money.
Man, you?
Guys, I was wondering. Guys, how much is this company worth?
What company?
The company you work for.
I work for a number of companies. Which one are you talking to? FanPark Live, UFF?
Yeah.
I don't know. I work for them. I have no idea their valuation. Why? Do you want to get involved?
I'm interested.
Okay, cool. I mean, you sound about 12, so how much pocket money do you have? Can your mum give you an advance on your allowance? Maybe you want to come and mow my lawn. We can work out a share plan off the back of that. What do you reckon?
I own a hedge fund.
You own hedge funds. Nobody owns hedge funds. You manage a hedge fund. You don't own one. You manage the investments within that, whether it be equities, properties, etc., bonds. You don't actually own a hedge fund. You might.
This didn't go too well.
Yeah, and what's your hedge fund?
And my firm. You wanna be in my firm? You know, I heard you left. Banking because it's dying. You know.
No, I didn't leave banking because it was dying. I left banking because I got offered more money to work elsewhere.
Where?
Where?
You wanna work for me?
Do I work for you? Bruv, you're 12. I can't work for you.
Put the phone down, man. Put the phone down, man. This
bruv, you're dead.
It failed. Put the phone down.
You're DB, dead banter, bruv. Take care.
That was pathetic.
They're never any good. There's not been one guy that's rung up to troll that is any good.
When he said he owns a hedge fund, I was like, yeah, this is done.
Cool. So we've got, you're preparing them now. We've got videos coming up from We Are Tottenham TV. Everyone over at We Are Tottenham TV, you must be absolutely buzzing. And we've also got one from Lewis from 100% Chelsea as well. So there'll be a contrast of emotions in those videos. So looking forward to getting them out for you guys as well. I have no that call is funny. Oh dear, this kid needs to go back to bed, is what Retro C has said. Absolutely. Someone should just call up and shout Chelsea rent boys and then cut off the line. See, that would have kind of been. I'd laugh at that.
That would have been
but
fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, you've done that. But what that guy was talking. That guy though clearly watches a lot of my videos because he knows that I left my job. He knows I worked in.
He's a fan.
Or a stalker. I get this. Well, I get these people.
I hope it's the first
I
one.
swear to you, right? Recently, I've been getting people that they find my personal Facebook, which is actually like I don't accept. I literally only have the people on there. People I went to school with, family. Like, I get that's a really close knit group of people. But I get like direct messages sent to me where people have taken pictures of me online. Some guy took a picture of me at a supermarket and then messaged me saying I saw you today and stuff. And I was like, wow, man, this is it's cool. Come and say hello. Don't take pictures of me from a distance when I'm looking at apples. Do you know what I mean? I'm buying apples. Man's taking a picture of it as well. And that man's got a picture of me on his phone buying apples. Like, bruv, come, that's a bit strange, you know.
That is a bit strange.
Come say hello. We'll have a little chat.
That is a bit strange.
Don't
do that.
It is weird.
Yeah.
It is weird. I had a guy that used to like drive past where I used to work and take pictures outside my office and then like text them, like not text them to me, but like tweet them to me as well. Some weird people out there, you know. Videos. Who's going up first, Jay? So we've got Lewis from 100% Chelsea going up first. Enjoy it. We'll be back in a few short moments.
What's going on, UFF? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea, where Chelsea have just lost 3-1 to Tottenham Hotspur, and let me just be honest, we're not good enough. We're not good enough. I think we played to the best of our capabilities, but let's be honest, the best of our capabilities isn't good enough anymore. That's the simple truth. We're not finishing in the top 4. I thought Spurs played. Go on, Sammy.
There's a pound shop over there.
Yep.
You've got a nice coat. I want to get some gloves and a scarf because we're going Romania away next year in the Europa League.
Yay. But yeah, first half I thought we played pretty well. But then the difference in the second half is Pochettino changed up, added more pressure towards us. Conte didn't do a damn thing. So the difference is, that's the difference between Pochettino and Conte. I love Conte, but he's got no plan B. And it showed because they kept pressing us and pressing us and pressing us in the second half. And what did we do? We did nothing. And I've said it since the first day of the season. We're not ready for this season. This season's dead now. I don't care about any other game for the rest of the season. I don't care about West Ham next. I don't care about Liverpool. I'm just going there for a piss up and a laugh. That's all I'm going for now. Because let's be real, we're not finishing in the top 4. If we finish in the top 4, it's because Spurs bottled it again. Simple as. We're not finishing in the top 4. We're not good enough. We're not good enough. We're not good enough. It's as simple as. And it's because the board haven't given Conte the players they want. Conte doesn't know how to change up the game. And the players that we have are poor. It's as simple as we're not finishing in the top 4. I'm pissed off. I'm gone. I'll see you guys.
What's up, UFF? Post-match after a 3-1 win here at Stamford Bridge. Unbelievable. First win away at Chelsea in
29 years, man. 29 years.
Unbelievable win as well. I thought we were absolutely fantastic today. We actually took the game to them as Pochettino's side always does. And I thought, how we attacked without Harry Kane up front, without that focal point, I thought we had a fluid attack. We were absolutely fantastic. And Sanchez and Vertonghen were solid at the back.
I thought just Eriksen and Dele were world class today. Absolutely amazing performances. Like you said before, when Harry Kane's been out injured, Dele Alli and Eriksen have completely stepped up their game. And I thought we completely deserved that win today. Yeah. And we've deserved wins before at Stamford Bridge, but today, 29 years and counting, it's actually come through.
And to come back 1-0 down, away at Stamford Bridge really shows character as well, considering that it was a mistake for the first goal. We recovered from that. I thought Dele Alli silenced a few critics today after, before the game everyone was saying that
people were saying he won't even get in the England team.
Yeah, absolutely. He really answered those critics today.
100%.
With 2 goals, could have probably had more. And I thought we were just absolutely fantastic today.
As well, I thought Moussa Dembele in the middle today was absolutely
him and Eric Dyer
sublime.
Controlled the game. Kante and Fabregas just barely had a kick after they went, especially the second half. We completely controlled the game. And you got absolutely no complaints about the performance whatsoever. One of the best nights in Tottenham's recent history.
And with that result, probably knocking Chelsea out of the Champions League.
Top 4 race. It's 8-point gap now. So absolutely fantastic for Spurs.
All right, let's do this.
Come on, you Spurs.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your videos. Lewis and obviously you got Ben and Sim there from we are Tottenham TV. Sorry, my head was going wrong there. The contrast in emotions between the two groups is amazing, but that's the polarisation of football that we absolutely love. We are coming towards the end of our stream today. We want to really thank all of the callers that are coming. Obviously, Michael from Footy Says. So go check out Footy Says if you haven't done already. It's a YouTube channel. Just type in Footy, F-O-O-T-Y, Says, S-A-Y-S, Footy Says. Go check it out. It's an amazing channel. See this guy over there. Some great content. So go check it out. As well, if you haven't signed up to Discord, go do that. It's a really fun little chat room that we have set up. It's on the screen now. I think Jay's going to put it up. This is in our FanPark Live match day 1. I'm going to write a little hello. I'm going to write R Chelsea. I didn't write Chelsea right. R-A Chelsea. Are Chelsea fans feeling... I should learn to type a little slower. Feeling embarrassed. That's what we're going to say here. And I'm going to put a question mark and then put some laughing faces and some heart eyes and a big... and then monkey covering his face. There we go. That's me posting in there. You can see on there. Go check that out. Really good. I was just saying, congratulations, Terry. You just hit level... Oh, I've just been told I hit level 1. Obviously, I need to use it more if I want to get up the levels. But you get. I thought there's somebody typing back to me. Gooner Gang is about to type on there now. We're going to see what he's got to say. See what's going on. My dog was supporting Spurs today. Some mini diver. That's good. Well done. Hey, Terry. Hey, Football Terrace from the stream. Hey, Gooner Gang, what's happening? That is me. I did hear you. That's at least you know I'm real. And it's really happening. Yeah, so check out Discord. Spelled D-I-S-C-O-R-D. So hard for me to spell things out loud because I'm dyslexic. Sometimes I try saying the letters and I'm like, I actually don't know. I'm going to guess this. There we go. But listen, download the OneFootball app as well. It's a massive support to us if you can do that. And the Ultimate Football Fan app. Any final words from yourself, Mike? On Chelsea or Spurs today?
Spurs, well done, Chelsea. You might want Jose back.
You can't have him. He's ours, baby. He's going nowhere. He's going nowhere. He's winning. He's going to win. Dude, the best bit is he's going to win the Champions League with Manchester United just because it will wind up Chelsea fans. That's why it's written in the stars. He will make them cry without saying a word.
Oh, and Tottenham are now better than Arsenal. I hope you guys know that. Yeah.
There's some great final words. If Tottenham are better than Arsenal right now, it's an absolute mathematical fact.
You can't argue.
They've got more points in the league. The league is the barometer of who's the best right now. In terms of current playing ability, the power shift has happened. Yep. Arsenal fans, how you feeling? Spurs fans,
they're better than you. You're just the best in Islington. Change the tongue. Just change it a little bit.
They're the best at the Emirates. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Lovely. Everyone take care. Look after yourself. Enjoy the rest of your Easter. See you guys later. Bye-bye.